This is the Flowmaster FlowFX dual exhaust system here with the black tips, and it is available for all 2019 through 2023 Ford Rangers. Now you guys should be checking out this system if you'd like a noticeable increase in volume over your stock system, along with an affordable full stainless steel build. Now the Flowmaster will utilize a combination of 2.5-inch and 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, along with the 409 grade stainless steel build and dual black tips, all for right around that $600 price point. So let's get right into the sound clips here with the Flowmaster FlowFX installed, and what I can say is this system is certainly going to be a bit on the louder side, along with delivering what I would say is a slightly higher pitch tone overall. Now it's not raspy, I don't want you guys to think that, but it's certainly not as deep sounding as the MBRP systems, for instance. So breaking out my Wake the Neighbors scale, I've got the FlowFX coming in at a soft 4 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbors scale. Now, Flowmaster themselves describe the FlowFX system as a moderate to aggressive system, and honestly, guys, I agree with that 100%. Now, I will also say here is that that tone does find its way inside the cab while cruising, but because it's not a deeper tone, it's not really that boomy, which I think is a good thing. Instead, you do hear it, but it's more of a sporty sound, let's just say, from the inside of the cab of your Ranger while cruising. So overall, definitely not the quietest system on the block, but certainly not the loudest either. It's gonna live, I would say, in the upper end of the loudness scale there, but it will also sound a little bit different from some of your other deeper sounding systems here on the site. Now moving into our construction block, and the Flowmaster is packing a 100% stainless steel build throughout the FlowFX. Now a majority of that material will be your 409 grade stainless for things like the combination of the 2.5-inch and 3-inch mandrel bent tubing, and of course your Flowmaster FlowFX muffler. Now this muffler is unique in the Flowmaster lineup. It is one of the only perforated tube design options that the iconic company offers, but it is also a straight through design, which will help increase your exhaust flow and slightly improve your performance according to the gang over at Flowmaster. Now, in addition to that, guys, again, you are getting that dual rear exit right out of the factory location behind that passenger side rear tire with the dual tips. And I will say visually, it is a nice little upgrade over your stock system and that kind of puny single exhaust tip. Now, in addition to that, some smaller things to point out here, again, because you are getting a full stainless build, Flowmaster will back this with their limited lifetime warranty. And of course, they do kick in everything needed for the install, including your pre-welded hangers and all of the hardware needed for the job. Price point is pretty appealing here for a full stainless steel system. In fact, the FlowFX and its $600 or so price point is one of the more affordable full stainless systems currently available here on the site for your Ranger at home. All right, last but not least, let's get into our installation block, and the site is gonna call this a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 3 hours, I would say at most, to complete from start to finish. And honestly, guys, a lot of your time is gonna be spent removing that factory exhaust system first. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you'll need a mallet, an exhaust bushing removal tool, a swivel socket, a socket extension, a 15mm wrench, a 15mm socket, a 13mm socket, a ratchet, and an impact. Today we're going to be installing an exhaust on our Ranger. But before we get into that, let's watch a quick video of how to uninstall it.
So the first thing we're going to do is unbolt the hanger that's right above our tailpipe. It's one 13mm bolt. I'm going to use a 13mm swivel socket just to give myself a little bit more access. Now we don't really have a good angle to see this bolt up here, but it's just right above this hanger. So take that 13mm swivel socket and remove that bolt. Next, we're going to come to right in front of our muffler and disconnect this clamp. It's got a 15mm nut on there, so I've got a 15mm socket on my ratchet to loosen that up. So now we've just got these 2 rubber isolators left holding in our exhaust. I've got my buddy at the tailpipe to support the weight while I pop these out. And then we just gotta slide this off of our front pipe. I've got a rubber mallet just in case we need it. We can hit the edge of the muffler to slide that off. Grab an exhaust hanger remover tool to pop these isolators off. Now I'm going to take that rubber mallet and just give it some taps.
Welcome back. There was one more piece of the exhaust that we have to remove before we can put on the new exhaust. So we're going to loosen this bolt with a 13mm socket and a ratchet. After that, we're going to take a 15mm wrench. We're going to loosen this nut right here and then pull the exhaust off. It is going to be a little bit hard to see, but if you're under the car, looking like right there, you'll be able to see it. Now that we've loosened that, we can pull the exhaust off. Now that we have the factory exhaust off, we can go ahead and put on the performance one. So we're going to take this exhaust hanger bushing, slide it over. You're going to find this on the old exhaust, and we're going to slide on an exhaust clamp. Once we have that done, we can put the exhaust on the car. Just like that. After that, we're going to tighten down this exhaust hanger bushing. So for that, we're going to need a 13mm socket and a ratchet. Once we're done with that, we're going to take a 15mm socket and an impact and tighten down that exhaust clamp down there. And then we're going to take this center section of the exhaust along with one exhaust clamp. We're going to connect it to the exhaust hanger bushing and connect it to this part of the exhaust. So you want to make sure to put on your exhaust clamp, and we're going to slide this on. Just like that. Now that we have this lined up, we can tighten this down with a 15mm socket, a socket extension, and an impact. After that, we're going to take an exhaust clamp, slip it on just like that. We're going to take our muffler and slide it over. Now for this part, we want to make sure that we snug this down a little bit, but we don't want to tighten it down. Reason being, we still need some adjustment for the last portion of the exhaust. And to tighten this down, we're going to be using a 15mm socket, a socket extension, and an impact. Pretty much all you need right there. Next, we're going to slip on our last portion of the exhaust. So first, we're going to take our two exhaust clamps, slide them over. We're going to leave them there for now. Now, you do want to take this last bushing off of the end of the other exhaust. We're going to take this, slide it on just like this. Then we're going to put the exhaust on the car. Now, for this last portion, we're going to screw in this bolt right here, and then we're going to come back and tighten it down. We just want to be able to hang it right now. Now we're going to tighten that down with a 13mm socket and a ratchet. Now that we have the exhaust in place, we're going to go down to this hose clamp, and the two in the back, tighten them down with a 15mm socket, a socket extension, and an impact. Alrighty, that about wraps up this review and install of the Flowmaster FlowFX dual exhaust system with black tips, same side exit for a 2019 to 2023 Ranger. Thank you for watching, and remember, for everything Ranger, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.